Let's move
It's
on
a
and let's talk about
personal.
the NFC North, which is very interesting because the Packers have been the kings of the North for a long time. Of course, not last season, but they were the favorite last season going into it. Now they're at the very bottom of the odds boards, plus 380. Who's at the top? The Detroit Lions, plus 155. Then you got the Vikings and the Bears. The Bears are an interesting choice for me here at plus 320. They've made probably the biggest splash so far in free agency with moving the number one and getting, who is it, Elijah Moore. So I like the Bears here at plus 320 just for a value pick. But I do think that the Packers are going to be better than people are giving them credit for, but I don't see them winning the division.
I think, okay, one, I don't like, I think the Bears have made improvements this offseason. I don't know that I'm totally buying in on them. However, this division is wide open, assuming that Aaron Rodgers is traded. And when you see the odds at like Packers plus 380 and the Jets plus 130, it is the books hedging a little bit, saying,
yeah,
we're not going to give you, in the event that Rodgers ends up staying in Green Bay, we're not giving you a 5 or 7 to 1 on Aaron Rodgers to win the NFC North if he ends up not departing, because I still think it's not off the table. So there's a little bit of a hedge built in here. I think once that trade is once a trade actually happens, assuming it does, the Packers would drift up a little bit to like 5-ish to 1 maybe, and you see the Vikings and the Bears shrink. I think this is an absolute no-brainer bet on the Vikings at 3 to 1 here. I don't understand these odds. I think they should be the favorite. They won the division last year. They have some consistency in terms of who they're bringing back. The defense will be improved because Ed Donatel is no longer there. And Kirk Cousins, is he the sexiest, quarterback to have on your team? No, but is he? I don't mean sexy like hot.
I know.
Yeah.
No, but still, the guy can't win on Monday night. So he's not sexy any way you look at it. Although I do think he's a good-looking man, but that's neither here nor there.
He is an attractive father. He's a you know what?
He needs to keep his shirt on and lay off the chains. I will say that, but he is an attractive. He looks like a quintessential kind of Minnesota hot dad.
He's I'm trying to think of the best way to say this without. I was trying to say he's not. No, there's a phrase that young ladies like to throw around that begins with a DILF, right? Dilf.
Yeah.
He's not a DILF.
I think that's a safe. I think that's a safe place.
DILF, right? You can say DILF on it, right? So Kirk Cousins isn't a DILF. He's like a
Minnesota DILF.
A DILM. He's a dad. He's like a dad you'd like to marry. Or dad, he's like somebody you want to take home to your. He's not like.
Introduce him to the parents. Yes.
Yeah. Or you want to, he's a dad you'd like to date, but that acronym was drifting.
A dad you'd like to date. Well,
not me. I'm saying I'm just saying, I was going to do the acronym with a D, but then it was drifting dangerously towards me saying something on this podcast I don't think I need to say. You see where we're going with this? So anyway, the Vikings at 3 to 1.
Yeah.
Clearly, to me, the best bet on the board. Breech.
I won't get into the DILF conversation, but I will say,
come on, dip your toe in.
If you're drifting into DILF.
There he is. See, this is a Kirk Cousins I can't get behind, though. I don't like this version. Whatever. Anyways, continue. Vikings 3 to 1.
Can I have the same glasses?
Oh
no! Look at this. We have the exact same glasses.
Oh my God, Brinson!
I gotta go. Why does it say fraud spinning there? What is going on here? Anyway,
he is a fraud.
I would just say that I totally agree with Brinson here. If this division is wide open and the defending champions are plus 300, I'm going to grab that all day. I cannot believe the Vikings are plus 300 here. It's just, look, Justin Fields could be good, but we're talking about a team that went 3-14 last year. Even if they improve 7 wins, they're only to 10-7. I don't think that's going to win the division. We don't know about Jordan Love. I think the Vikings aren't just the best pick, but they're the best value pick. So I'm on board with Brinson here.
Why are the Vikings 3 to 1? What am I?
Well, the Lions have made a lot of good season moves, obviously bulking up their defense. I think a lot of people are buying into that hype. I will say, when you look at Minnesota, though, they had one of the best records in football, but a lot of that was luck. A lot of that was single possession games. It could have gone the other way. So you guys are banking on that they're going to win the same amount of games or more next season when they were just winning by small margins.
That's a good point. Very good point. Actually, if I was crap. I forgot that if like I was picking a teams to take a step back, the Vikings. would be up.
I just don't know that they win that many games. And you look at the Chicago Bears are going to get better. The Detroit Lions have gotten better, and the Packers, I think, are going to be better than people think they're going to be with Jordan Love. But I don't know. Anyways, all right.
I'll just say real
moving
quick:
on.
the Vikings won the division by 4 games last year. This wasn't like they won it by 1 game and snuck away. So even if they took a step back, there's still room to take a step back and still win the division.
Yeah, I mean they're based on their point differential. Their expected win loss was like 8.4 wins and 8.6 losses. So that is concerning that they went 13-4. But and again, so like you expect some regression. You also in year 2 of a first year coach, who has experience with Kirk Cousins. You have a lot of talent there. So yeah, I mean, the issue is like the Bears. None of those prices for Chicago or Green Bay or even Detroit
Are attractive.
Yeah, like if somebody was like 6-1 or 7-1, maybe. So I guess that's sort of my issue there.